Alright, this is all the comics I have gotten recently. Don't get your hopes up, they're nearly all the same series. There is a few stray things mixed in, but it is about 60 issues of one series. Thank God that series isn't Coke and Pepsi. Oh God, imagine if I started getting into Coke and Pepsi. This is Coke and Pepsi 10 from 1990. The Muty Misadventures of Coke and Pepsi. I have a very specific reason for getting this. The issue before this is an Acts of Vegans issue, and I read that one in the omnibus. And there was a subplot page in that which is setting up the bad guys for this one. A team called X-Force. And X-Force received an Andy book entry at one point. And so I have always been intrigued enough by these one-off bad guys that I wanted to read this issue. It is probably horrific. Something I need little excuse for getting is Alan Brunet comics. This is Daredevil 192. This is a one-off issue written by Alan Brunet. That is also the first issue to come after Hank Miller's run. I think I vaguely remember this. It is about Lars Ulrich. Alan Brunet also was going to write Daredevil 195, but he got too busy, and so he only came up with the idea for it. Another Daredevil 352. I am testing the waters here. This is a fill-in issue that has Bullseye Man on the cover, but you are all going to be disappointed that he is an illusion. Thought this might be interesting. I want to consider getting what I would call the vague age of Daredevil. The stuff before the series was relaunched by Kevin Smith. Not that awful Flying Blind story though. Not that. The 20 or 25 issues before that, they are enjoyable comics that you might have missed out on due to when they came out. Don't know if this fill-in is good, but I tend to look at a lot of fill-in issues on this channel. Speaking of fill-ins, this is the Marvel Superheroes Summer Special that prints the unused Speedy Pals inventory story written by Michael Rockford, the crybaby crylord who cries. It has a Keith Magoo cover, and Speedy Pals versus Crusher could and should be fun. I think Don Wilson does the art as well. Messed up the order of these. Fuck. Due to much badgering from Mark Shalusky, I have gotten these bloody Harvey the Duck issues. These feature Satan's son. Mark Shalusky maintains they are better than I think they will be. But we shall see. Since I have already broken the order of these, I'll do this one now rather than have it after the big chunk of issues. This is an issue of Tiny Titans 45 from 2002. It features Pratt's son. It brings him back. It checks in on him. I think he was last seen in issue 18 of this series. So we get to catch up with him in this. I think it is a two-parter, but I wanted to play it safe and just get the first part in case it is dire. It might still be the government super babies run. Spider-Woman is going to eat up the rest of this. Spider-Man's daughter from the MUC2 universe. This is issue 30, an issue gap I had to fill pronto. Now, however, it might become boring as all hell, because I am going to run through the rest of the series. I have now gotten the remainder of the 100 issue series, picking up with issue 42 where we left off last time. 43, Spider-Woman and her amazing friends. Where's Firestart's bum? Issue 44 about Ben Reilly. 45, Odeon Studios start doing the colours around these issues. Issue 46. This one is one of the pricier ones. Not tremendously so, but it is the first appearance of Felicity's daughter, and she is on the cover, and it is a nice cover. 47, Gods and Monsters. 48, with Kanye twatting Spider-Man. 49, with Masks on the cover. Is this story going to be called Masks? Masks, spelled Masqueus. A dish served cold. I think Tom Falcon earns a pat on the back for not calling this one Masks. Jumping forward to this, ho ho ho, now I have a machine gun cover for issue 54. 55, 56, 57, 58. This Season of the Serpent story, it is the one that involves the Thor bad guy Seth. I have read this story before. Here is a nice splash page of some of the heroes of the MUC2 universe. This is issue 59. This is another key issue. This is the first appearance, the birth of Spider-Woman's baby brother. Let's pretend Dan Slott didn't murder both this Peter Parker and his baby son in one of his 10 different Spider-Verse crossovers. This is issue 67. The jumps we are making, they are the issues I already had. Issue 68, 69, go on, have a laugh, you know you want to. 70, 71, very much getting into the days of the poster covers. Pretty much the last 10 we've looked at have all had poster covers. 72, 73, 74, 75, the 75th issue, which is the first appearance of a black costume. They charge a little bit more for that novelty, that first appearance. Not much more. 76, 77 with a negative space cover. And 78. I should mention, I looked out a lot here. Some of these are hard to come by. These last 30 or 40 issues, the circulation is a lot lower. But I was really, really lucky, and someone must have sold their collection or died right at the moment I was looking for these. I mean, it has only taken a couple of months for me to get all 100 issues. Some of these go for like 15 quid. They're not special issues. There's nothing key about them. They just go for 15 quid because they're not that common. I think the most I have paid is 7 quid 86 pence, and that was for issue 100. No, my mistake. I paid a tenner for issue 0. 79. This is Furry, the Gobbler Queen. She is in some of Amazing Spider-Woman. American Spider-Woman, stay away from me. American Spider-Woman, stay away from me. American Spider-Woman, stay away from me. Here is that one with the return of the bad guy from the fill-in issue. 82 begins a story with Venom, popular villain Venom. 83 continues a story with Venom, popular villain Venom. And 84 concludes a story with Venom, popular villain Venom. I like this cover here, issue 85. It is a good cover. Now we have issue 86, and I think these are some of the ones I read. I remember this bad guy, Omega Skrull, that is what he's called. I remember he beats Blackstar in a page. The all new Fantastic Force +1. I suppose I should have shown one of the other comics I got before these. Spider-Woman, Lost in Space. And here is issue 89. This features an appearance by... Now I want to fix things. I called her Megan Brady, and I realised afterwards that the spelling of her name definitely means it is Megan. Megan Brady. She is in this issue as well. She is in a few issues of this series. The girl nobody notices at Spider-Woman's high school that was introduced in Spider-Woman 53, which I reviewed, and fittingly called her by the wrong name. Fittingly, both because I call everyone by the wrong name, but also that nobody paid attention to her. That was a shtick. That was a deal. Would you call this Man Spider, or would it be what Man Spider, Woman Spider, Woman Spider? Doesn't work the same way, does it? Girl Power. I think there is a much bigger version of the art of this cover, or I might be thinking of a version that is Spider-Man rather than Spider-Woman, and this is basing itself on that. I saw an image like 20 years ago and never again. A picture of all of Spider-Man's costumes that looked exactly like this, but I have never seen it again. And I started wondering if it was just this cover and it was Spider-Woman, and I never noticed they all had tits and sexy figures. 92, and this Mutie girl is in Amazing Spider-Woman as well. Push, that is her name, that is what she is called. Push. 93, Lee Harvey Oswald as a symbiote. But I don't think he even has the extra arms in the comics themselves. That might just be on the cover. A lot of these covers I have seen fairly recently when I was getting cutaways for videos. Rhodey Rhodes, he becomes Superman, basically. I don't like that though. Another one I have referenced, this is when Spider-Woman and her wannabe sidekick fight Skylar. Nice Hobgobbler cover here, and this could actually pass for a cover to a Canon comic. This one couldn't. Issue 98, 99, and then the big 100. That is the series completed for me. All 100 issues, and the annual, and the issue 0. I am happy with that, but we're not done with her comics yet. The series was relaunched as Amazing Spider-Woman, and it ran for another 30 issues. Here is issue 11. This is one that sticks out in my mind as being one of my all-time favourites. This issue actually focuses more on Peter Parker and Mary James, or the bits with them are what stick out in my mind. Issue 12. It is a Karnag story. Issue 13. Hobgoblin is the archenemy in Amazing Spider-Woman. And this is another good cover of him. Issue 14, which is followed by a jump over to the final issues of the series. Issue 27. 28th. There is a variant to this as well. A variant cover by John Buscema, who is the brother of Sal Buscema, and who inks Ron French on this series. I want that cover as well, but it is very, very rare, it seems. This is a great cover as well. Issue 29. Yeah, Peter Parker becomes Green Gobbler. It's not wonderful, but it's not as horrid as it seems. And issue 30, the end for now. If you count the relaunch, Spider-Woman had a monthly series for 130 consecutive issues. Even without these 30 issues of Amazing Spider-Woman, 100 issues of her first series, as I have said before, it is actual fact, with nothing even close to competition. She had the longest lasting series of any female Marvel character. Even if you take into account DC, I think Wonder Woman is the only thing that outlasts Spider-Woman. Depends if you count Birds of a Feather. That lasted over 100 issues. Now, this is a character that has mostly not appeared for 15 years because of the Spider-Man marriage agenda at Marvel. What is obviously their most viable female character, she has been buried and her world is allowed to be perverted and broken by people like Dan Slott. It's sad, really sad. Tom Falcon and Ron French are getting harder and harder, and there is a strong possibility that we will never get them working on this character again. Well, we do have some more. After Amazing Spider-Woman ended, her stories continued in Spider-Man anthology books, Spider-Man's Web and Spider-Man Family, and then she went digital exclusive. This was one last limited series, and these were reprinting those digital stories. 2, 3, and 4. Almost instantly after this, she would be replaced with a new Spider-Woman in the main canon. And we were never meant to ever talk about the last one, or Peter Parker and Mary James ever been married. As I said, I should have had this earlier. This is Fantastic Force +1, issue 3. I'm not sure how much of the McTwo universe I am going to get outside of the main Spider-Woman titles, but this one has her in prominently. I saw the person selling some of these Spider-Womans at this, so I thought I would grab it. This is also written by Tom Falcon, with art by Ryan Paul, inked by Al Milburn. That sounds like artwork right up Robert the Subscriber's Artist's Alley. It didn't get your hopes up, it's a fold out advert, not a recap page. Thank you to the person who I bought most of these from, because not only did they include free comics, but they included a bag with free comics written on it, and this will now become a handy prop for these infrequent sections of these videos. Let's see, I can just reuse this all the time. First, we have this is Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, issue 14. This is recent, very recent. I would toss this onto the shite pile to be never read, but I think this is during Nickelback Spencer's run on Amazing Spider-Man, and I am growing more and more willing to engage with that period. We'll see how this is. It's not by Nickelback Spencer. It is by a writer who has been embarrassing to experience, and it has dead pills on the cover. Ugh. We also have Spidey, issue 11, with Scorpion Man. Nice cover. I think this might be Nickelback Spencer era, but it could be Dan Slott era. And then Spider-Woman 16, which I already have. To prove the point, here they both are. Although the one I just got seems slightly better condition. Also, I have gotten myself 200 bags and 200 boards. Most of these will be going towards those Spider-Woman comics. I have really gotten into personally bagging and boarding every new comic I get, even if it comes with a bag and a board. I just want to do it again. I am showing these because Billy Joe Jenkins asked what I use. I nearly always get comic concept ones, simply because I am a freak of routine, and they are the most easy to consistently get over here. Don't be worrying that henceforth I shan't be reviewing naught but Spider-Woman, for I saith to thee, nay. I know I have to balance things. We have got a Coke and Pepsi to look at. I've not reviewed any Coke and Pepsi. I don't even drink Coke or Pepsi. Speedy Bells. There was Dairy Devil. Harvey the Duck meets Satan's Son. Although, with that one, I'll wait until I have finished the Satan's Son story I am in the middle of. You'll have to keep waiting, Mark Shalusky. And I've still got tons from the last one to look at, or the one before that, or the one before that, or the one before that, or the one before that. I'll give my complete collection of Spider-Woman's first series a big 7 thumbs up.